In this video, we are talking about the power of presence and coming home to ourselves. There's this thing that happens when most people start meditating, and when I started meditating, I came across this idea that is the difference between reaction and response. And this is very important, and I think there's a reason you stumble across it quick when you get into meditation. The difference between reaction and response is that reaction is us. Let's say there's a situation and we react without thinking about it. There's no conscious thought, there's no planning, right? It's just something happens and I react. And then response is something happens, I process it, I take it in, and I, basically just consider what's the best way to move forward from here, and I respond. So there's a pause, basically, with response. And for me, as I was going through this process of learning to meditate, I was working with this and I was noticing that I would basically just instantly react to stuff all the time. Like there would be no processing. There would be no consideration of myself, of like, how do I actually feel about this? How do I actually want to respond here? And for me, as I was doing that more and more, I was like realizing like, it's almost as if I'm not living my life, because like there's this reaction to everything instantly and automatically it's not my conscious choosing. So, as I was presencing more and more, I'm becoming more and more aware of this, and I'm like, okay, this is crazy. Like there's basically just like softwares running inside of me that they choose how I respond in given situations. That's a little disturbing, but I think all of us who, go through this meditation path, like go through this, notice these things. And so this is why presencing is so important. Why coming into the here and now, why practicing being in reality is so important, because it helps us see what we couldn't see before. It helps us see that we're running these softwares on past things. So things that happened in the past, how we reacted then, maybe that's how we react now. Or something scary happened in the past, and so now we do everything that we can to avoid that. And then there's just these automatic impulses. These are the automatic impulses that like basically just keep us stuck. They keep us stuck in all the patterns that we have. They don't let us do new things, experience new things. And so if we want to break the cycle, if we want to come home, if we want to feel better, feel different, do something different with our life, we have to step out of this and we have to be able to respond. Now, as we gain presence and awareness, this is kind of the second thing. We start to see more of ourselves. So if you practice presencing, if you practice coming into reality, now you start to see what's going in your mind more. Now for me, I, again, started meditating, and I did a couple different styles of meditation. One of them was just watching my breath. And so I would breathe, watch my breath, and just stay present with that. And then another style of meditation when I started was watching my thoughts. And so I would sit and breathe and just watch the thoughts that come into my head. And I would watch them like clouds in the sky. Okay, thought comes in, try not to identify it, watch it, and then just notice that it fades away and that another one comes in. And then, right, as I'm practicing more awareness and more presence in my life, this is revealing a lot to me about what's really going on in my mind. What patterns that I have, what's being repeated over and over and over. Basically, for me, I discovered like what's being repeated is stuff I really would not like to be repeated. A lot of negativity, a lot of self-bashing, a lot of, hurtful statements to myself. I can't do this, I'm not good enough for this, right? And so only with more awareness, more practice, was I able to see this more clearly. In seeing it, you can do something about it. So then I started to change that. I started to notice I was doing something crazy like that. and breathe and release and let go and start to rewire. So there's this letting go portion of like, okay, that's not me anymore. Let go, let go. But then there's also like, if I'm saying something negative to myself, let me rewire with something that I believe and that I want, right? If I'm saying that I'm not worthy of love, then like I can flip that right around and say, yeah, yes, I am. Why wouldn't I be, right? That's hard for a lot of people at first, but for me, and for me it took a long time. But coming into presence, coming into reality helps us see what we could not see before. And in this seeing, we have a response. We can do something about it. We can change ourselves and we can choose to come back home. Now, the third point to talk about here is if we practice coming into presence more, we can start to do deeper work. And I think a lot of it starts to happen naturally, but part of that deeper work is to watch our sensations in our body. So to watch, what's going on the inside for me. And in being in sensation, we can do a lot of healing. We can come back to ourselves in a deep way. So choosing to feel it's like choosing to be alive, right? And then part of the series is aliveness. So if I can make the choice and decision to feel and to be like, okay, I feel this thing, I'm actually gonna feel it and go into it, and what are the sensations? What can I be aware of here, right? What are the colors? What are the textures? What are the feelings involved in this? This is where real deep healing comes about, because there's this stuff inside of us that's stuck and blocked and icky. And the only way for that stuff to disperse and go away is for our awareness to be on it. If our awareness is never on it, it'll never change. It'll never go away. It'll never shift. So if our awareness is trained and we're used to being in presence and reality, then we can come into the reality inside of ourselves. And for me, I started doing this was when really deep work started taking place. Choosing to go to these places inside myself and be present with really challenging, difficult feelings and letting those feelings and things move. That's the basis of my work now. That's sort of the basis for the rest of this series, for the rest of this year. So this is why it's really important to be in the present. And when you're in the mind and you're thinking and thinking and thinking, nothing gets accomplished, especially in this realm. In other realms, like productivity and our jobs and stuff, of course, we accomplish things in that realm with the mind. Things in this realm of feeling better in yourself and feeling at home in yourself and becoming the person that you want to become in this world. This is not mind stuff. This is feeling stuff. This is awareness. This is heart stuff, right? So we have to learn how to be present. And I have a bunch of meditations on my channel. I'm releasing 2 or 3 per week, hopefully for the rest of the year, just like this series. So check those meditations out. If you find this stuff helpful, leave a comment, like the video. I'd love to engage in some way. And thank you so much for watching. I pray that this is helpful for you. All right. Thank you.